How bad is Dark Souls 2? If you've stumbled on this video, you probably already have heard many things about Dark Souls 2. Most of them probably being hatred towards the game, but how many of these people have actually played it? I think that right now there's a large number of Dark Souls 2 haters that have never thought about opening the game. In my journey to play the Dark Souls trilogy, Dark Souls 2 of course was a game that I would have to play, no matter how good or bad it is. After playing Elden Ring as well as Dark Souls 1 and 2, I think I could talk about some of the good and the bad in the most controversial FromSoft game. If you happen to have watched my Dark Souls 1 video, you'll find that this video is set up differently. This video is split up into sections of my playthrough, just like last time, but we'll also have sections for bosses and areas, as well as maybe anything else I want to talk about. I think it will be more worthwhile if I go more in depth on this game than the last, as the last game is way more accepted than this one. So for the length of this video, I'll talk about everything I feel needs discussion, just so anyone that has not played this game truly knows why it is known as many's least favorite Souls-like. The game opens with a really good looking cutscene, like surprisingly good, which drops you off in the lands betwixt. Things betwixt. Holy fuck. After talking to these old women, I get to create my character of beautiful proportions. Tell me if this guy is fucking beautiful. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
This guy was born ready for Dark Souls 2. I want to do this playthrough with just a sword, but the starter sword is just broken off rip, so I had to get a real weapon as my first objective. You get a tutorial area that I walk through, and reach the home base area. And just look at the reveal of this place. Shit like party.
I love Majula.
I feel like I'm in like claymation movie, and this is a completely fake mini background. Majula is the most beautiful area yet from the Dark Souls trilogy, combining both of the first two games. I'll get back to that in a second though, because I went to a side area first. You're locked in here with me, pal.
Bro, you are not son.
Majula gives me access to my first bonfire, which you can see here has a travel button. I'll talk about that in 1 second. Looking out at the sea is the Firekeeper, who gives you the Estus flask for your playthrough. It is one single Estus though. You get one flask at the start of the game. Not awesome. This is also the NPC that allows you to level up, but not at the bonfire in this game, only at the NPC. This makes the fast travel necessary because walking back to the Firekeeper would be the worst decision, maybe ever. So it is a great trade-off for making my playthrough less annoying. I found this Estus shard on the other side of Majula, giving me a quick second flask, and after walking around for a bit, it is time to truly start the game. First half / 2/3 of the game is set up from Majula being the starting point. There are 4 different paths that you can go from Majula, leading you to some very different bosses and areas. Start by going down this path towards the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is also a brighter area compared to what I was expecting from Dark Souls. Sigma. Something's attacking me. There's a lot of guys here. What the fuck?
I got exploded.
What the fuck happened to me? I still don't have a real weapon, so I just had to run past every enemy until I got to the next bonfire. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wait, best game of all time. You need to fuck off. You guys need to fuck off. Don't hit me. Most of my time in this area was spent just running around doing little damage, so I went back to Majula to unlock my blacksmith. I used some souls to buy the broadsword, which is not that broad. With a real weapon, I went back to Cardinal Tower with hopes of finding my first boss. It wasn't that hard to reach because it was right down this elevator that I walked past a few times.
He looks so much bigger in the cutscene.
He looks huge.
He looks so big in the cutscene.
Is he just not gonna be huge? Is he just gonna be a guy?
That's hilarious.
He seems pretty fucking big, I don't know.
R1 him.
Is he gonna have some extra range on that bitch?
Do some more damage or whatever. Who cares? It's the last giant.
It's the last giant, and now there's no more giants. The cutscene for the giant actually got me hyped to fight him, but he was obviously an easy starter boss. Very cool nonetheless. Afterwards I went back to level up, and this was when I realized that I was able to level extremely fast for what I had accomplished. I should also probably talk about this part of my health bar that is blocked off. FromSoft decided to make the game harder, you should lose health when you die, making every death more meaningful. You're given plenty of the item needed to get the health anyway, so it's only really annoying when you go through an area many times getting lost or something. The fuck? I went back to explore the area more, not finding anything, so I went to a different path from Majula, which leads you to the Tower of Flame, another really great looking area. You can actually see the Dragon Rider that you'll fight after running past the enemies, but if you kill some of them, you get access to levers to expand the upcoming boss arena. I challenged the Dragon Rider and encountered something I'll probably talk about many times. The main attack that this boss has is the ability to swing in front of him from left to right, and then can overhead slam in front of him. After a lot of dodging the attack, the Dragon Rider goes down. Continue onwards, downward until I make it to a huge cave with a pirate ship. Holy shit, pirate yarg, yes.
A horny area.
Ahoy! Yeah, yarg area. So many things. Like, I'm just never going to explore these areas because there's 80 fucking enemies chasing me. Okay. So he's just fucking trolling now. Fuck even was that? I'm not talking to you. There's too many things going on. Oh, come on. This is the first area that I realized something. With my small amount of heals, health being lowered on death, and mass amounts of enemies, I'm not fighting anything. I'm just gonna run past everything until I reach the boss. This is something that I felt I had to do in many areas of the game. There are so many enemies in this game, and they can also hit you out of pulling levers or entering fog walls. Sometimes it felt really shit when there are 26 guys chasing me around the map until they can kill me. I run around for long enough until I kick this shortcut bridge down and challenge the next boss. Please, no. It would suck so much. Damn. Alright, I have to lock in hard.
Oh, you didn't get the bridge.
Why is he trying to fucking lead his shots? Like, who taught the AI to do that?
They do that in this.
You know, my health feels lower this attempt for some reason.
I think the next attempt it might feel a little lower. I think you, after this run, should put life gems in your hotbar.
Are these just straight up, like, mini heals? That's what life gem do. Yo, this shit sucks.
Yeah, it's slow heal.
Huh? What? Just wanted to scare the fuck out of me, I guess. I see the issue. Hang, hang, hang. That's a good fight. A little tough. The Sentry was a unique and challenging boss, and really took a bit to take down. I had to start using the life gems, which are really slow heals compared to the flasks, but with only 2 I really had to use them. I don't really understand why the life gems exist instead of me having like 5 flasks, but it is nice to have heals at all times. Oh shit, wait, I'm out to sea. This is awesome. The ship takes me to the Lost Bastille, which is low-key another area with a bunch of enemies, but nothing going on. So many fucking dogs, yo. What? You cut off my fucking pulling lever? Cheeseburger. Level 44 already in 2 hours. Pretty good. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Holy shit, there's a bonfire here. What the fuck? Is the barrel alive? Juked, juked. Oh my god. Wait, I found the swag though. Fuck off of me. Damn. Get my heal. Okay, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. You fucking throwing knifed me. This guy got gooned. The fuck? What the fuck? Hello? Why is the boss back? What the fuck? You're my elevator, bro. After some wandering, I found my swag for the run, and found the last boss of the path. Oh no! I'm like 5 days away from a bonfire. Okay, that's cool. This guy might be cool. Did my camera stop deselecting? That's so shit. That hit me. So we're funny as fuck. Challenge mode active. Hello? What the fuck? Sigma. I saw a shadow there. Oh shit, caught. Fuck. Wait, that's a terrible hit to take right now. Could my gemming be a little faster? You got a third? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What are you swinging at? Yo, I need to fucking recoup my shit. Okay, I think I finally figured it out. Dodge a right instead of a left, and he's just kind of a bitch. Dead! Sinner also has the same swing-swing overhead combo with a few extra moves, but my lack of stamina combined with his long-ass sword ended with me getting hit behind him many times. I was also getting hit during my dodge for a reason I'll talk about later, but this guy was one of the hardest bosses for me in this run. After defeating him, I get to light my first of the 4 primal bonfires, meaning I've reached the end of the path. The primal bonfires are mentioned when you first talk to the Firekeeper in the form of the 4 old ones, but you more just figure that out on your own. It was at this time of leveling up that I learned what the adaptability stat meant. Leveling adaptability increases the speed at which you drink flasks, as well as the amount of iframes the dodge roll gets you. Alright, let's upgrade a certain stat. Alright, nice, I'm at 18 adaptability now. I want to get a new weapon. I want a better sword. This doesn't feel like the sword I want. The Sinner felt off because I had minimal iframes compared to what I could have, meaning that I was just playing a different game at that point. I then went back through Majula to unpetrify this woman on the lever, and go down the next path I could take.
Hopefully Rosebeth helps.
Fucking lot of them.
There he is.
I think the one thing that feels weird is that these areas really want me to just run through them. Like, there's so many fucking enemies. Okay. Alright. No. Don't like this area. After a bit of walking through this fog area with invisible enemies, I reach a bonfire on a bridge, approaching my next boss. Oh my god, I couldn't fucking move. Love to not lose. Get off of me. Holy shit, okay, that's cool. What? Oh, that was that attack. Really? Like, not a single one of those let me swing before her. Bang. Really? Oh my god. So we're comedians in this game, huh? All that for what? Nachka is very similar to Quaylag from the first game, so I used the same method of unlocking the camera and running to where she couldn't hit me. After looking around the doors of Pharos, I make it to the Brightstone Cove. In between the entrance and the next bonfire is the congregation fight that I'm not even going to talk about. Oh damn. Okay, that was interesting. I don't want to go in depth on my thoughts on areas in this part of the video, but the run back from the nearest bonfire to the boss in this area is terrible. You have to get past like 20 spiders and a spider guy blocking a ladder to get there, and the boss isn't even a good one. Yikes. Don't tell me. Oh no, the boss fight's already fucking terrible. Damn, sniped. The fuck is this? So I can hit 2 spots. There's mad spiders crawling around. And its attacks are shit. Are you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real? I literally have to kill all of those spiders even to get to this fucking spot. Because there's a spider guy blocking the fucking ladder. He's just standing there like a doofus doing fucking nothing. No bonfire in sight. So this is fucking terrible, is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna geek. If this fucking spider catches me. You piece of shit! Yeah, let's just randomly spawn in 4 more fucking spiders. It's not even a boss attack, they just spawn in. What the fuck? Yo, I got hit with a new attack! What the fuck? I got webbed. Not a single spider has done that one time, and I've seen hundreds already. fucking skibbity ass boss, bro. Like, I don't know how else to describe that shit. The area sucked so much and my boss was boring, but I was able to light my second primal bonfire and reach level 78. Yeah, I'm already at level 78 like 4 hours into the game. It honestly might be a good thing that it's this easy to level, but it feels like it just made the already easy bosses even easier. The only path for me to go now was down, which meant I had to farm a little to buy a ring from a cat. Now taking less fall damage, I go down this hole to reach the gutter. Obviously something named the gutter isn't going to be fun to explore, and not fun it was. The gutter. Do I want to be in the gutter? Upper gutter? Damn. Yeah, this shit's sad. With enough going downward, I go through the Black Gulch and find the next old one. Damn, for real? What the fuck is this area? Oh no, this shit sucks. Fuck you, Forlorn. What the fuck is happening? Is this a boss? Holy shit. Fuck off. Don't tell me those things are in the boss room. A lot of health. Looks pretty weak. I'll take it. Oh shit. I'm trying to figure out which attack he's gonna swing fully around. That's the only scary one. Okay, it's that one. Okay, yeah, this guy ain't shit. Okay. I'll take an easy boss. In this fucking area? I don't want to do that run back. The Rotten does a whole lot of nothing, and goes down with no effort. After lighting the primal bonfire, I go back to the hole for the area I went past, finding this rat boss that was interesting to see. What am I hearing? Holy shit. Is it what? The fuck is he talking about? What the fuck? What's that? Yeah, get out of here, you little shits. Your fucking holes. Completely stumped, I went back to the Forest of Giants and fought the Pursuer much later than I should have. Damn, I just missed this. It's not just the same guy I was fighting earlier that disappeared away. It's looking like it. On the head, immaculate. Take me to a new area. Please. This led me to the other side of the Bastille, allowing me to find the ember the other blacksmith was looking for. Shit is not new. Hey, I got the ember for that one dude. Man, I just killed you. Oh, you got range now, huh? What? Bastard sword. Oh shit, a katana. He sold me my new weapon, the Uchi katana, which I use for the rest of the run. Oh shit, wait, this is what I wanted. Let's fucking go. Then figure out, using the internet, I'm supposed to turn the path down the stairs to get to the final area. After doing that, I waste my time going towards another boss, which is just a horse. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Oh dear god. What the fuck are we doing? Shit. I'm getting ran over. Fuck! Wait, no, the run back. Damn. It's so shit. Everything is so shit. Stamina, please. Okay. That entire run back boss combo did not need to be that difficult. When I realized that shit was a waste of my life, I went the other direction to face the Skeleton Lords, which were less of a boss and more fighting the skeleton army from Clash Royale.
Just gotta take time. Especially when the Skeleton Lords start doing their Skeleton Lord thing.
There's some fucking pins.
There's some pinwheels.
So there's a lot of skeletons here. Like a fuckload of skeletons. Oh, not now. Alright. Okay. Yeah, sure. Quick attempt at that, and I make my way through the Harvest Valley towards the windmill. No words for the covetous demon, even though it did kill me. There's a boss, alright. So this guy's fat. So his gimmick is he's fat, friend from Star Wars.
Take that.
He's taking a nap. Oh shit! He rolled back over. I wasn't ready. Damn! Holy shit! That's so terrible. Another enemy-filled area, and figuring out I have to burn a piece of metal later, I fight the next boss. This is the boss. Okay. Poison boss. Skull emoji. Oh, the boss is dog shit. Whew! Okay. Okay, yeah, good range. Wow, what a fucking terrible game. Why is that so... Like, why would I bring my torch to a fucking metal part of a windmill to get rid of the poison? Hey, what's up? A really easy boss now that you're not in poison. Just get the fuck over here. I hate you. I hate you with everything I have. I don't know how I was supposed to figure out the burning the windmill part without the internet, but this boss was nothing without all the poison. I continue on to the Iron Keep, which is another difficultly annoying area with a shit ton of enemies. These ones are special though, because they run at you faster than you can run, while having archers shooting at the same time. Guy just kill himself. Badass. Damn! That's tough. I'm fucking sick of it. Don't you hit me. Don't you hit me. Alright. Piece of shit. And now there's another one. Like, where the fuck are you guys coming from? I didn't walk out there yet. Shouldn't have aggroed those. Why do you have a fucking bow out? I'm directly in front of you. After an extremely long time, I got into the Smelter Demon fight, only to lose and go exploring anyway. What the anime? Just get me up the ladder, bro. What the fuck? Oh my god. What?
Enter.
The physics just pushed me off. Oh my god. Oh my god. They made everything so shit. Why does that fall down? All my efforts didn't lead me anywhere, so I went back to finish off the Smelter Demon. Just don't swing at me. Okay.
Oh,
Why?
phase 2.
Why do we have a ranged attack all of a sudden? Okay. Like 2 attempt boss, run back,
Swear down.
20 plus attempts. Smelter Demon wasn't even necessary, so I spent another 30 plus minutes being lost in the area. After taking a very specific path up, down, and around, I found the last old one I had to defeat. No, it's another boss. Where's a fucking bonfire? Oh no. Oh, it's a big ass gimmick boss. Fuck. I'm gonna have to do the run back 5 times. Old Iron King. Alright. My arena has a hole in it. They're so fucking evil. Okay, yeah, just be this week and I'm chill with that. Oh wow, he karate chopped the fuck out of me. That didn't even do any damage. The only fear is this hole. Oh shit, I'm getting nuked. Wait. Bang. One attempt at the hardest boss in Dark Souls history. The scariest thing about this boss was the random hole in the floor and the thought of doing the run back again. But another easy boss down. After that interaction, I returned to Majula, passing level 100, and look up where the hell I'm supposed to go now. After going to a random locked door in the forest, it now opens up, taking me to Drangleic Castle. Wait. Aura-ass castle. Oh, I'm in Drangleic. It's not, like, endgame? After a handful of walking and getting confused, I reach a duo Dragon Rider fight, blocking my path. And I'll lock in. Because to make this one easy boss from the start of the game hard, they made a second one that that shoots at me the whole time. Oh, he's in the fight now. Oh, so this is awesome. Okay. Sure. This was about the difficulty of a dragon rider while being shot by a bow, and then 2 dragon riders for the second half. After one more trip to google.com, I found the door I was meant to open and challenged the Looking Glass Knight. Damn!
Yes, sir.
Wait, he's blocking it all. It's all gonna explode back. Oh my fucking god.
Just popped out a mini-me.
No, it's the guy.
Oh.
Well, he looked cool, I guess.
Basilisk. Turns around. Or,
After that, I got taken down to probably the worst area in the game, which I'll let the clip speak for. Ah, this is cool. Ah, yeah, this is cool. Oh, cool. Oh, the ranged objects are still chasing me. Oh, cool. And these guys won't get off of me. Yeah, this area is fucking terrible. Cool. Holy fuck. Damn! This is really bad. Let's fill it with water so you go slow. Let's put things that go fast in the water. Let's put 20 enemies that have homing missiles. Perfect. Just be like the world's easiest boss or some shit. Oh my fucking god. It's so bad. Please, for the love of God. Oh my god, there's a bonfire. Took me 40 minutes to get to that bonfire. These enemies right next to the bonfire also break my armor and weapons after like 2 seconds in the mist they shoot out. So the underground just keeps getting better. Finally rewarded with a boss after that whole outing. And boy is it something. Let's just be a boss. Get me out of this fucking area, please, for the love of God. What is this?
goofy head, little dude.
What the fuck is that, bruh? Everything in this part of the game seems like it's just a big fucking time waster. Like, bias half of the boss, it doing nothing. Okay, get the fuck out of here. I'll talk on the frog later, but it was at least a unique boss. I'll just put it that way. Continuing deeper underground, I make it to the crypt, which doesn't have much going on.
Highlight.
What the fuck is even going on? Alright, nothing hit me, I'm going in. God, I hope he doesn't have the same moveset as a smaller enemy. That shit hit, damn. Oh. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was supposed to know you had that attack. Alright. Oh, my church fell again. Past Velstad, I meet what remains of King Vendrick and receive the King's Ring, sending me back around the map to different King's doors. First door was in the Giant's Castle towards the start, which only led me to a bonfire and a Giant's corpse, so I went on a little side mission. Fortunately, I recorded the wrong monitor again during a semi-important part of the game, so I'll try to remember what happened. Back in the Tower of Flame, you can encounter Ornstein from the first game, which is a fun little addition. I fought Ornstein before I looked up what to do next. I went to the King's door in the forest, which took me to Aldia's Keep, where I had to fight the dragon to progress to the Dragon Shrine. Talking to this big-ass dragon to gain access to memories. I then went back into the Giant's memories in the first area to defeat the Giant Lord and gain the Giant's kinship. Back to my gameplay, I had to use Google again to figure out what to do next. I was actually at the final point of the base game. I went through the last King's door, down to the Throne of Want, fought to claim the throne. Wow. What an awesome run back here. Alright, what am I getting into in here? Duo fight, nice. Badass backflip. Damn, you guys got some fucking health. Backflip. Oh, the door has to open every time. Fuck. This is so stupid. Why does every boss in this game have the same fucking AI, and then they just put two of them together? And now it's terrible. Fuck.
You ready for
Where's the other one? Backflip. Alright. Are you about to revive him? No, no, no. No, the game's terrible. Why is this game fucking terrible? So I kill the boss, but then the boss comes back. Great design. He didn't even come back with fucking half, he came back at full. No, no, no. Get that shit out of here. Okay. Duo fight down. Oh no, it was phase 1. I would love to get in there, but I'm gonna get cursed. Is the boss gonna come to me or anything? Yeah, wait, red steerstone ring? Fuck. Cooked. Why is every fight in this game so bad? Nuke. Yeah. Wow. Most underwhelming thing ever? Question mark? Probably. God, I'm ugly. Wow, what a game. No, don't tell me I'm stuck in the credits. Fuck. After my final 2 fights, I claim my throne, and that's the end of the base game. Now, I don't know about you, but didn't that feel boring? Uninteresting? Not challenging? After I blazed through the base game in like 14 hours, it felt like I just played the average story game. Didn't feel like Dark Souls. This is the biggest issue I have with this game. Usually I wouldn't complain about a game's difficulty, but Dark Souls being too easy? I'll get into it way more in the boss section, but these bosses were not only easy, that's okay most of the time. Like Dark Souls 1 had some really easy bosses, but they were unique from each other. Bosses in Dark Souls 2 all feel the exact same. Besides the huge bosses with special moves like the Spider or the Old Iron King, all of the human bosses do the same damn swing overhead, and it's not hard to deal with. And all of the areas are either enemy ridden to the point that I'm just going to run away from them, or they have a fog wall that I can't get through because I'm hit out of it. But the game was so quick with so few interesting bits that it just comes out so underwhelming. I'm not one for exploring areas and finding everything and killing every enemy, so the incentive to run past every enemy was nice at first. But when I realized every area felt like I should get through it as fast as possible, none of the areas felt important. And if I had to do any run back that wasn't guaranteed to get me to where I needed to go, it was just annoying. Paired with the extremely low Estus count, made me not want to even try to kill the enemies. Sometimes the stamina became an issue, with me only being able to manage 4 rolls in the row at endgame. I'd much rather be able to dodge at close range and punish an enemy after they attack than play turn-based Dark Souls. But even with all these different aspects trying to make the game harder, the most challenging part was figuring out what my objective was sometimes. But with only the DLC left, I continued on to get this game over with. Before I get into the DLCs, there was a short intermission I took to kill a few bosses and upgrade my flasks. I managed to explore bad enough that I finished base game with 4 + 0 flasks, but I only partly blame it on the areas not wanting you to explore them sometimes. I followed enough of a guide to reach 7 + 5 flasks, and then set out to kill what's left of King Vendrick. To do this, you need to acquire Giant Souls to lower his damage reduction. It sent me on a mission of going through Giant's memories as well as fighting the giant ancient dragon. Now, trying to find out how the runback was possible, I also discovered the easiest cheese method of killing the ancient dragon, so I just did that because I was not trying to fight this thing if I had a chance of dying. After that, I went down to kill Vendrick, which is less of a boss and more of something cool you can do if you want. Dark Souls 2 has 3 DLCs, which are all generally short. First DLC I chose was the Crown of the Ivory King, which leads me to the wintry wonderland of Ilium Lois. Alright, let's start this DLC. What the fuck? My game died. Oh, we're good. So, this is looking pretty awesome. Maybe it won't be dog shit. I fight some of the Icemen and yet again realize there are so many I might as well run past them. So I'm running later and I found the Eye of the Priestess, which allows me to see this boss fight over here. Ah, it's a tiger. I got on top of him. Okay. I love when bosses have that. Oh, I swear I dodged that. At risk. Brother! Oh, fucking stupid. What a phenomenal system in the video game. Oh, your fucking weapon's broken because you fought a boss. Awesome. Oh. Alright, I'm good. I'm good to go. Fucking biffed it. Okay, that was some shit. That should not have hit me. Hit by the ice. Oh yeah, that does a lot. No. Jump at me. Okay, I'm fine with this also. Here we go. Okay, I like that fight. I just don't like that my fucking weapon breaks in the middle of it. I think that's pretty dog shit design right there. Ava took me a good half hour, which made me think the DLCs would be the challenge I'd hoped for. Granted, Ava was hard because my weapon breaks midway through the fight, but it was hard for a reason at all, which is more than most in the game. I move forward with my new Night Pal to the next boss, excited for more. Holy shit. Oh, I know this part. What the fuck? Yeah, take him out, take him out. Fuck him out, brother. Where are you going? I got with the fireball. Damn. You know, I'm looking up the boss fight to see if there's any shit I'm not figuring out here. And there's a fucking 3 extra knights I'm looking at. So where the fuck are they at? Okay, I mean, like, my bad for wanting to fight the boss really quickly, but can get the other knights by exploring more. Yippee fucking doodah. After a few attempts at fighting the NPC horde before the real boss, I remember that I had seen this fight before, and usually there's 4 white knights instead of 1, meaning I had to leave my epic boss fight to find the knights. One of the knights was really easy to get to, and the other 2 were somewhat annoying to find. After spending an hour gathering my troops, I head back down to hell to finish my battle. 20 damage, big. Joe, you got shit on. What the fuck are you? Okay, yeah, we're good. Tough. Oh shit. Oh, my guy's fucking dead. Alright, I can cook. What bullshit are we doing here? Holy Giga Sword. It got me. Fuck. Bad timing. This guy seems cool enough, it's just I have to fight 12 bitch-ass, tanky, fucking annoying enemies. Fuck him up. Who cares? Ow. No, he got... This guy's low-key got mad swag. I can't even deny him. Hit that ass, man. I take down the Ivory King and go after the 3rd boss of the DLC. Once reaching this bonfire, I go down to the frigid outskirts, to what is actually the worst area in any Dark Souls game ever. There are many things I'll say about the outskirts later, but know that I was not able to make the run to the boss, and the boss is just 2 of the tiger I fought earlier, so I just moved on and went to the next DLC. The next DLC spits me out at Broom Tower, where I will spend a long time making my way up and down until I find the boss. And I mean a long time. This was an hour straight of me running around, looking things up, finding the boss, and then needing to go find one more item to fight the boss. But the boss was at least like a top 3 boss in the entire game. Oh my god. Okay, that one was stupid. Gets healed by the damn statue out there, but I don't have a way to get rid of it. Fuck, he gets like healed. Fun boss fight, I have to do some fucking dipshit side mission to even fight it, because this game can't be fucking normal. Fun boss in front of me. Let's go find more smelter wedges so I can actually kill it. Oh, we're on fire mode now. Oh, I'm getting nuked. Yeah. Holy slow. What the fuck? Damn! Really? I know he wants to do the nuke. Quad? Nah, don't hit me. Okay, I think I win. Oh shit, I'm throwing. Okay, GG. Damn. After Fume Night goes down, I spend another half hour running in circles and watching videos until I find the last bonfire, and enter the memories of the old Iron King. This is a long run back with the annoying Knights of the Iron Keep, so that wasn't very exciting to figure out. But after some exploring the area, I went to my final boss of the second DLC. Oh, bad timing. You hit me with that 4 times in a row. Again? Nah. He could do that? Fuck. It's so weird, that's different time depending on the distance. Wow, wow. Fuck, alright, lock in.
Telling me that birds are cold-blooded.
Oh my god! Oh, please. It's so shit. If he fucking thrusts in one direction and I dodge away from that direction, why is he still able to fucking move and hit me? Dude, it's so... Stop! Fuck! This guy's terrifying. I hate this. No, okay, this is for game. Bang! Bang! Fuck, no. Okay. Jesus. Good boss, pointless ass, stupid fucking run bag, I don't get it. I genuinely just don't get it. Really liked fighting Sir Alan. Right after Fume Knight, who had a unique moveset, Alan also had a hard moveset to figure out. Felt like I finally had to fight a boss instead of a strong enemy. 2 DLCs down, I make my way to the final DLC, Deep Underground once more. And nothing good comes from any underground area because this was probably the worst of the 3 DLCs. Oh, this area does not look cool. The other 2 were kind of confusing, but this one left me running around with no bonfire for a while. And when I found one, it led me to a triple NPC boss fight, which was pretty shit. No, it's a run back. What is this shit? Oh no. After that, I move on to look up where to find the dragon stone I need to get into the lower part of the temple, leading me to another fairly weak boss. Time to dragon up. Ah. Alright. Lead me to the dragon. After that, I was granted my last boss fight of the game, with a bonfire directly before the fog wall. Oh my god, wait, no way. The world where the bonfire takes me to the boss? That would be insane. I don't believe it. I'm gonna walk into like the worst area of all time, for sure. No fucking way. I was ready to challenge the dragon, and finally end this playthrough after 25 hours. This is what the boss fight's gonna be. Oh yeah, it is. Stop flying, man, damn. Oh shit. Damn, okay. I'll lose my flask and now I'm gonna hit by weird things. The fuck? Well, at least the run back is short, but the boss fight is lengthy. A lot of flying in this one. Oh, what? That actually would have been kind of fun if that didn't hit me. Oh, my weapon's at risk. Yeah, this is my favorite type of thing. Alright. Second weapon versus boss. Shing, shing, one more. Boom. fucking done with the game. Thank God it's over. Wait, how long did the playthrough take? Dark Souls 1 playthrough was like 30 hours exactly. This one was about 24 exactly. 6 hours shorter. After the not that epic dragon fight, I was finally done with the game and all 3 DLCs. If you have played through the game, you know that I didn't do everything possible and even missed some of the bosses, but by the time I was so close to the end I wasn't going back to fight anything else. I had fun with the DLCs. They were set up in ways that made them interesting. The Ivory King was set up where I was able to see the map before gaining access to it, and it forced me to actually explore. The Iron King had the vertical design, which is pretty unique so far from the trilogy. And the Sunken King exists, I guess. This is the part where I talk about the areas in the game. Keep in mind that I do not like exploring things that much in single player games, with the exception of maybe the first time through. And I don't look around thoroughly, so don't expect too much from me. I will stand by the fact that there are so many enemies in every area that it's not worth killing everything, especially when I lose health every time I die. Starting off with the Lands Betwixt, this area is only meant to be the opening of the game, but instead of just being used as a pass-through, they made sure the player knew the graphics were going to be a step up from Dark Souls 1. It even made it build up to this grand Majula reveal. And Majula as a home base is truly great. It feels like the most peaceful, beautiful area that shouldn't even be in a Souls game. I have absolutely no complaints about Majula, and I was honestly pretty happy that I had to go back as much as I did. For Majula, you get to go down 4 paths in any order you choose, except for one that is slightly locked off at first. I started down the path through the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is a pretty bright area compared to all of Dark Souls 1, but it immediately set the precedent of these areas being spammed with enemies. This area before Cardinal Tower just has hordes of basic enemies, which you can run around, but can also trap you from getting onto this ladder next to the bonfire. Now the actual Cardinal Tower I like as a first area. If you really need it, the NPC next to the bonfire sells effigies if a player needs it, and you can get straight to the boss really quick in the next bonfire without much issue. Later on in the game, you do have to run around to access the giant's memories, but by then you can destroy every enemy attacking the giant corpses. All the giant memories are cool to run through, with battles happening all around you from War Before Your Time. The only other thing in Cardinal Tower is the Pursuer, which by defeating you could access the Lost Bastille early. The next path you take through the Flame Tower, which is another great looking area. This section of the handful of giant knights that I've killed allow you to expand the upcoming boss room, but besides that there isn't much. You can go to this left path and reach the dragon, which when killed gets you access to the Ornstein fight as a little side quest. Past the Dragon Rider, the next area is down, leading to a giant cave with a pirate ship. No Man's Wharf isn't really a good area. It's equipped with loads of different enemies, but the AI in the game will chase you until the end of the world, so you can't really just kill everything. This is one of the areas that really forces you to run past everything, because there's no possible way to take out every enemy here. After getting the shortcut, the boss run back isn't that bad, which is appreciated in this area specifically. The ship takes you to the Lost Bastille, which has a handful of dogs to really chase you around. There is a few secrets, like this wall you need to blow up to access the bonfire. The path forward takes you through some fairly empty dark corridors and rooms until you reach Sinner's Rise. Sinner's Rise starts at the top with this bonfire. It then goes down this huge elevator until you find the boss you fought in the pirate ship prowling around in the water having fun. This little part becomes a sneak around past the sentry to reach the lever for the door, which I thought was a fun 2 minutes of my time. Opening the door leads you straight to the first old one. This means the run back is mildly lengthy, having to go down the elevator every time, run through the water, and then down this bridge every attempt. Not one of the worst run backs though. The next path is past the petrified woman holding the lever. This path turns into 3 paths later on when different conditions are met. The path that is available at first takes you through the Misc area, with partially invisible enemies where you can't really tell where you are. At some point you stumble into a pathway up towards the Shaded Ruins, which is a smaller area that is just meant to get you to the boss fight. There's only a couple enemies and some pots that inflict curse for some reason while they laugh at you. The run back is just this bonfire, the bridge, around and up. Past the Scorpion are the Doors of Pharos, which is really a cool looking big cave with not much to do. I imagine there are 20 different items and paths I missed because of all the stones you need to open the Pharos doors, but I had none of them and ran towards the Brightstone Cove. This is another area that is just bad. It also falls under the too many enemies category, while also having few bonfires for as large as it is. It has one of the first terrible runbacks of the game, having to deal with this room full of spiders. Once you get through that room, it continues down the spider webs to get to the next old one, completing the path. In the center of Majula is a giant hole, which you need to buy a ring from a cat to gain access to. This leads you down to the fun area of the game, starting with the Grave of Saints. This area is more above the path, not really connected to it. There's a whole load of rats you can fight, and that's about it. Keep going down the hole until you get to the gutter, and real underground Dark Souls starts. The gutter is dark, sad, and covered in weird things. Some of the floors break, there's a bunch of ladders that lead to nothing, and these pillar guys shoot poison and that's their only purpose in life. Past loads of zombies at the next bonfire, you can find your way deeper down to the Black Gulch, which just by name sounds terrible. The Gulch is just a run through of poison pillars and random enemies until you reach the boss. At the very least, the run back is basically 2 ladders in the Gulch, and then you are done with the underground forever. The only other path to an old one is the connector from Majulia to the Tower of Flame. You can pay the NPC 2,000 souls to turn the mechanism, leading you into Huntsman Copse. The Copse is split between a boring half and a dogshit half. Dogshit half is what I did first, which has a handful of tanky dudes with whips, a long bridge, and guts from Berserk right in front of the boss wall. This took me a damn long time to beat this boss, so this run back was really making me rethink if the game was worth it. Besides the optional boss, that section of the Copse is a dead end, and the other path leads to some skeletons and a skeleton boss. The next segment is the valley with a lot of poison and enemies, so I just ran through it quick. The valley connects to the Earthen Peak, which has one easy boss and one easy boss after you do something stupid. This area has a lot of assassins, which are pretty annoying to deal with, and for some reason the boss fight is impossible without this one simple trick. Take your torch over to this metal windmill and light it on fire to drain the poison. Now that you figured that on your own and didn't look it up, you can fight the boss. Once you get past the boss, you reach what is my least favorite area of the entire game, the Iron Keep. The Iron Keep has some of the most annoying and powerful enemies, which are these knights that run faster than you, and have lunges and swings that are really damn quick. The issue with this area is that there are so many of the knights, but also archers at the same time. This just leads to the boss wall being almost impossible to enter because there will be someone ready to smack you out of it every time. It also has these fat turtle dudes that can just block your path in different spots. After a long time of running around, you go up enough ladders to reach a corridor with 2 turtles in the way that you have to kill to get past. Finally reach the last old one. This area took me so long to get through, and the run through was super inconsistent. There was almost a 0% chance I could kill all the enemies to pass safely because my weapon would just break eventually anyway. The first boss near the entrance wasn't even mandatory, so that made my time spent even longer. This entire area was me slowly mastering the hitless run through, because you need to do everything with multiple knights chasing you and shooting arrows the entire time. After making it outside and fighting the last old one, the next step in the playthrough is back in the split paths near Majula. The left path can now open leading you to Drangleic Castle, giving another amazing view of the next area you're about to explore. Drangleic has a mechanic where you have to kill enemies near the golems to activate them, which is a little confusing at first because it feels like they just kind of turn on at some point. After getting through the door, the castle is mainly a puzzle area filled with the paladins. There's a couple rooms where you have to kill stone knights to activate the golems to proceed. They were really messing with that in this area. After the bonfire, there's a duo fight. Pretty cool. And after that, I was confused for a while because of the golem tech. You have to bring enemies in from a different room to activate the golems, leading you to the next bonfire directly to the final castle boss. The elevator after the boss takes you down to another phenomenal underground area, and this is even worse than the Iron Keep. Everything I said about the Iron Keep wasn't even that bad. The Shrine of Amana is everything I described about the Iron Keep, but worse. The area starts with these stairs you take down to run past a few knights. Sometimes the knights feel like letting you by, and sometimes they want to give you a smack. Once you run past that section, which is like a full minute plus, you get to the real problem area. The second half of the run to the next bonfire took me more time than almost any boss in the game. The enemies are knights, a giant, witches, and some underwater zombies. And to really make sure it's terrible, the water slows you down a lot so you can't really escape from anything that chases you. And the magic just takes chunks off the health bar. Seeing the next bonfire was a true moment of despair because I fucking missed it the first time in fear of dying. The water keeps going a little bit longer past the frog, but past that the water finally ends and the only new area left is one more undead crypt area. The crypt has some paladins and skeletons and that's about it. It really just guides you to the next boss, and after that you see the remains of Vendrick roaming forever until you give him his ending. The King's Ring from Vendrick's armor gives you access to the King's Door, leading you back into the early game to get new areas. First King's Door to access is in the split path that leads to Drangleic. The door leads to Aldia's Keep, which is a mad scientist type of building with rhinos busting through walls. There's not much to do besides go forward through the dragon fight and up to the dragon areas. I actually really like any area with dragons flying around everywhere, so this was a treat to walk through. First half is a walk past many sleeping dragons with few other enemies. The next area can be seen while getting closer to it with this cool shot crossing the bridge. Actually in the dragon shrine now, this area has a shit ton of tanky enemies. So tanky in fact that I immediately gave up on trying to fight them and ran all the way up until meeting the ancient dragon. This area is confusing at first because it seems like the dragon minions will run over and beat the shit out of you, but if you fight the giant soldiers in each section, the rest will just let you walk by as a sign of respect. You can figure that out on your own. This area probably feels really grand and epic, but I just ran my ass all the way up to the finish line without a second thought. And you know what? It got me what I needed. This is the point where you would walk into the giant memories, but those I talked about at the start, so the last area to talk about is the final area, the Throne of Want. This is just a dramatic walk to the throne room, which isn't that interesting. Direct comparison to the final boss room in Dark Souls 1, the kiln is way more built up and themed than this one. The room is dark and dreary, but that's about it. Moving on to the DLC areas, some of the DLCs have great and fucking impressively bad areas. Going in the same order I played them, Ilium Lois is a strong start. At first, it's a bunch of the same ice men, but this castle truly captures the magic you're looking for in this game. The frozen tundra is one of the most unique looks the game has to offer, which is something that this game can really succeed with at times. Some of the landscapes are way brighter and more special feeling than Dark Souls 1, and even most of the areas in this game itself. The only thing this entire DLC really struggles with is that the spammed enemies of this section are really boring. This leads to the section where you have to find the knights to be either a really long walk with no issues or a chase with 40 snowmen. I like that the area is set up to be explored at first, with some being blocked off until beating the first boss. Afterwards, you gain access to the rest of the area, which feels like bad timing because you get to see the next boss room before realizing you have to go backwards and fight it later. The boss room is really great with an awesome jump in, being an obvious stark contrast from the outside you start in. The only severe issue this area suffers from is the third secret boss. In this door lies the last bonfire of the area, with a coffin that slides you down to the worst area in all of Dark Souls. Ignore what I said about the Iron Keep, ignore what I said about the Shrine of Amana. The Frigid Outskirts is literally ranked as the worst area in all of Dark Souls by like every person to rank areas. The Outskirts is just one huge runback to a copy-paste duo boss of the first boss in the DLC, but I didn't even make it that far. The only things at the Outskirts are a couple broken buildings with huge distances in between them. This matters because every short while there's a blizzard that rolls in where if you're outside a building, these tanky-ass horses spawn and chase you indefinitely. These horses also have every type of move in their arsenal, with flying, magic, and running headbutt. With the 2-hit Mike Tyson combo of these fucking horses and not being able to see where I'm going, this runback is nearly impossible. And if you fight a horse for too long or can't reach a building before the next blizzard, which you literally are not able to do, multiple horses will spawn. I put an entire hour into trying to reach the boss and I was really close in a few tries, but the boss room is connected by a bridge. A bridge that you cannot see because of the blizzards, meaning that you cannot reach the boss room even if you get close, all combining to create the worst area in Dark Souls history. Thankfully this shit does not matter and you can just move on. And move on to the next DLC I did. The old Iron King DLC doesn't look as good as the first one, but I think it has a better level design. The actual layout of Broom Tower is the most vertical thing I've ran into in the Souls game so far, but it wasn't done wrong. You start at the top, make your way down to a key, and then get access to different elevators to lead you where you need to go. The only thing wrong was that all of the different levels really looked the exact same and I got lost for a good while. And for the enemies in this area, I don't remember them being that annoying, so that's a plus. And bonus points for me getting a bonfire right next to Fume Knight. I'd say the worst part about the DLC is that the run back to the second real boss of the tower is a memory based on the Iron Keep, so it includes the really annoying Iron Keep Knights. The run back was semi-inconsistent, just with what the Knights decide to do as well as the 2 archers at the very end, which can lead to you getting womboed pretty badly. Besides that, this area isn't that bad, and I kinda liked it. I did not really like the third DLC though, basically the entire thing. At the very entrance you get to see the temple, which is not something that hyped me up. Just knowing the track record of underground levels in this game, I knew it wouldn't be fun. First section of the DLC takes you through some ruins with these small pillars you can hit to raise and lower certain buildings, and the enemies are kinda slow compared to the other DLCs. I ended up wandering through until I found this bridge leading to one of the entrances to the temple. I don't even know what I was up to in here because watching it back I ran as far as I could while getting chased and I didn't find anything. It's really the issue with this area is that I passed 2 pretty hidden bonfires without knowing. Eventually it loops back up to the start, meaning you have no idea what you just ran through. Besides the figuring out where to go part, this area isn't too bad. The enemies are forgiving and the runbacks are pretty short and easy. In conclusion, the areas in this game have some extremely high highs and some low lows. Compared to the first game, they really figured out how to make grand, beautiful areas. The best comparison to Majula is the intro cutscene to Anor Londo, and it's good, but it's not Majula. There really is a lot of wow moments of seeing areas before you reach them. And as for most of these areas, the enemies truly overrun you. Some of these areas wouldn't even be bad areas if the enemies were less but stronger. I'd be okay with killing most of the enemies if there weren't 30 per runback. I do think there were a lot of boring or uninteresting gloomy areas, but that just comes with a Dark Souls game. I do like that they tried a lot of bright areas, which I really thought made this game feel different compared to the first one. Moving on to the final major section of this video, and what I think is the most important thing to talk about, the bosses. Let me say it up front, the bosses in this game are boring, really easy, and completely underwhelming. Obviously, playing a Dark Souls game, I was ready to die repeatedly to both the bosses and the areas. In this game, it was only the areas. I have many things to say about the bosses. The main thing is that half of them all have such a similar moveset. They swing across the other way, and do an overhead. Half of the damn bosses do this exact same thing. I'm also just going to do this section in the order that I fought them, so you really get what these bosses were doing as deep into the game as I was. Starting off with the Last Giant. This was actually a great start to the game, with this really intimidating cutscene being played as you walk into the fight. This guy obviously wasn't that difficult, being a possible first boss to the game, but he was a little tanky. I like this guy honestly. Next up is the Dragon Rider, who's another starter boss, but he sets the precedent of the swing overhead, as well as being able to randomly dodge the player's attacks. Not a bad boss, but the start of a terrible trend. Exile Sentry is the next boss, as well as the most difficult by a lot compared to the first two. The design of this boss is really cool with 2 different movesets in one. This guy was enough to send me back to the bonfire, which was my first taste at Dark Souls 2 runbacks. I actually had to strategize to stay near the backside with the 2 clubs to be able to beat him without learning both movesets. Pretty difficult early boss, which was unfortunately reused as a normal enemy. Coming in next was the first old one I fought, who was also the strongest of the 4. The Lost Sinner is kinda cool, but his moveset isn't that unique. He has the swing overhead, except he has a really long sword that can catch you after you dodge. You just take damage without any knockback or stagger, which felt weird the entire playthrough. The Sinner has a few extra moves in the bag, with a jump attack and a thrust. Besides that, he stays on you for most of the fight, making it hard to heal. The Sinner wasn't that bad of a fight, but this is where the swing overhead should have died out. The next path starts with a Scorpion, which I would be completely fine with if she had a bit more health and they got rid of this burrowing cutscene. This is a boss that did not need to be difficult, so just doing that would make her feel better to fight. Next is the Prowling Magus in the Congregation, which really adds to one of my already least favorite areas in the game. This boss is not a boss and it's really pointless. This fight would be better if these were normal enemies and you could just run past them, or the boss was literally just one of them that you could beat the shit out of for 15 seconds. This boss really has no purpose in existing, wasting a boss slot. After this is the next old one, which disappoints me compared to the Sinner. Freya the Giant Spider is a gimmick giant spider, with the gimmick being normal spiders in the boss room. The actual boss doesn't really do anything you can't bait and run to the other side for. The only issues was that it shoots a laser if you fight spiders far away, and there's a second wave of spiders that spawn in. The actual boss really doesn't do any threatening attack, leading to a boring end to one of the paths to a primal bonfire. Up next is the Rotten, which is the only boss in the way of the primal bonfire, which makes you think it should be difficult enough to cover 2 extra bosses, right? One attempt. This thing either swung, or it did an overhead. What was the point? The next random boss I found was the Royal Rat Vanguard, which is a handful of rats in one room. I don't know why one was chosen to be the boss instead of this room just making you kill all of them, but here we are. This boss also shouldn't exist. I went backwards being lost at this point and found the Pursuer really late. As you can see, this is a swing overhead boss, so no struggle here. You look cool, so that's good, I guess. He's a few extra moves for sauce that adds to the cool factor. This also makes 2 bosses I liked in the game that were reused as a normal enemy. Way longer later I find my next boss, the Executioner's Chariot. This is less of a boss but more of a 2-parter. At first you have to hide from the chariot to pull the gate down so you can fight the boss. The second half is a horse that doesn't put up much of a fight. It charges at you or stomps. Fun fact, this makes 3 bosses reused elsewhere. Down the same path is the Skeleton Lords, which is another boss plus regular enemy boss fight. You do have to kill literally everything in this room, which is some big, medium, and small skeletons. This was another boss fight kinda wasted, because there were 3 big skeletons that felt more like mini bosses that could have just had 1/3 of the health bar instead of spawning in a skeleton army. Onwards is Mytha, the Medusa fill-in. The boss itself is really basic, but the room is not. I spent many attempts trying to figure out how to kill her through the poison, which made no sense to me. After one quick Google, I figure out how to light a random part of the area on fire, draining the poison somehow. I don't even understand it now. After I start fighting the boss, she has another swing overhead, immediately making it pointless. The only other moves were a spin where the tail would just hit you, and a nuke when she threw her head, which just gave you more hits. Next down the line is the Smelter Demon, where the real difficulty comes from not wanting to do the run back again. The actual boss fight is, guess what? A swing overhead. This guy's attacks are all really visible and clunky, making him so punishable he feels like a mini-boss of the area. The guy's not a challenge himself, and the area he's in is harder. Same exact thing goes for the next boss, and it might be even easier than the Smelter Demon. The Old Iron King is another really disappointing final boss of a path, only being able to hit me one single time. This feels like a slightly buffed version of the Ceaseless Discharge from Dark Souls 1, with the only attacks being giant arm swings with really easy dodge windows and long time frames to attack. The only scary part was the random hole in the floor that my ass was not falling into. And those are all the bosses from the first like 60% of the base game. So far all the bosses feel like a checkpoint instead of a fight. The only real struggle was the Sinner, which was just because I wasn't used to being hit on the backswing yet. Going forward to the remainder of the base game, the next boss is in Drangleic Castle, and it's just 2 Dragon Riders. One of them shoots at you with a bow for the first half of the fight, making it a little interesting. Besides that, this boss is really lame with just 2 of the second boss of the run. The only other boss in the castle is the Looking Glass Knight, who is a step up from the last boss. This guy has a weak swing moveset and attacks pretty infrequently, but the entire aesthetic is cool. The really gray everything pairs well with the Thunderstorm, which would have made for a good fight if the boss could do anything I haven't seen before. The most unique attack is when he summoned an NPC fight, but then the actual boss didn't attack me, so that wasn't an issue. This was almost a good fight. The next boss I'm rewarded with after making it through a bottom 3 area of the game is the Demon of Song, which is interesting to say the least. I like this more than most of the bosses because it is unique in many ways, but as an actual boss fight, it's okay. All the attacks are really easy to walk away from, and then you get to attack the face a few times before it frogs up again. This fight was more of a waiting game than a battle, but I was just excited to get through the area I was in. The last underground boss is Velstadt, which is a big swing overhead guy. Of attacks that might catch you off guard is some random magic shotgun attack you can do, but then there's a 10-second power-up cutscene attack where you can do a good chunk of his health for free. Velstadt was exactly as expected at this point, nothing special about this guy. The next boss I fought at a completely random time was Ornstein, which is cool seeing him in the second game, but he had the same moveset. The better moveset than 80% of the bosses in this game, but I fought him before, so it was just a little fun side mission. After a while later, I made it to the Giant Lord, who's a giant with a sword. If you pay attention to his feet, you can tell if he's gonna swing around and maybe hit you. He's really helpless if you keep going through his legs and hit his ankles. After a while, he goes down with no effort, and after that is actually the final boss of the base game. You make your way down this long-ass ramp, and there's actually a duo fight before the final boss. Are we serious? This was at least the most difficult duo fight of the game, even though it had some annoying properties. The AI sometimes leaves the two away from each other so you can't watch both of them, and then they smack the shit out of you from the side. And even if you have both of them in view, the watcher will sometimes stab through the defender to hit you, making some openings turn into taking a hit. They both power up at half health, which can either give you some free hits or make you watch because the damn watchers are ready to run at you while the defender lightnings up. Once you focus for long enough and kill one, the fight gets much easier. Individually they aren't that difficult, but the watcher has some scary combos. Also they can revive each other full health. Yeah, this fight is really dumb in that aspect. After you learn that sad fact, you have to focus to get both low at the same time, because otherwise it's impossible. This fight wasn't that bad though, and was strong enough to keep me from hating them for the same reason as all the other bosses. Once the duo is defeated, the real final boss shows up, Chandra. Holy shit, this boss is boring. Probably one of the worst final bosses of anything I've ever played. Not only is there no build up to the fight, the AI makes half the arena unusable because you get cursed near whatever these are, and she likes to send out one really easy laser from distance while not moving towards you. Once she actually makes it towards you, this boss is, guess what? Swing overhead. There's also a random nuke thrown into the mix that once you see it, it will never hit you. Just a really terrible fight. And that is all the base game bosses that I fought. I did miss a few, but they're not any better. I think I said it enough on why I'm so disappointed by the bosses in this game. Not only are they really easy, that could be okay sometimes, they all do the same thing. It's just made it feel like all these bosses were not created with any effort, which is probably what happened honestly. At the very least, the DLCs have the best bosses in the game, which means that it does get slightly better. For the DLCs, two in-between bosses I wanted to do before I started any of the DLCs. First is the Ancient Dragon, which is probably a dogshit fight if you don't cheese it. I didn't even think about trying it normally. This is just a big ass health bar attached to a dragon AI. This thing is so tanky my weapon almost broke. The other boss is Vendrick, which is cool to fight him, but he isn't anything besides a swing overhead. First DLC boss is Ava the Tiger. I like this fight, which gave me hope for the DLCs. Ava had a decent range of attacks, with swings, jumps, lunges, magic for some reason, and a nuke. The most scary attack was the breaking my weapon attack, which makes me have to swap weapon mid-fight. There are a couple of attacks where the hitboxes feel a little jank, but honestly this was a pretty good fight. The next boss, after you run around and acquire the home team, is the Burnt Ivory King. This fight actually starts with a big battle with a bunch of knights, which is pretty fun until 7 knights will run after you and your knights are just fucking standing there doing absolutely nothing. The AI fights make some pretty funny battles though. Once you get through that part, the Ivory King walks out of this portal as badass as possible, and this guy is pretty tough. He has a classic swing, but he has a decent amount of other attacks. He has this jump lunge, as well as this anime-ass swing through. Around half health, he powers up his sword to be a big-ass lightsaber, which comes with a grab that has the chance of being really fucky. And most importantly, he has the best animation in the game, the badass backflip for distance. This shit is so funny to me. All in all, this was one of the best bosses in the game, and this DLC would be really good if not for the next boss. The next boss is so bad, with such a bad run back, I couldn't even make it there. Final boss of the DLC is just 2 Avas in the same room. This boss fight is, no joke, just 2 Avas. I don't know why this was even put in the DLC. Like, it would just be better if it wasn't there. The next DLC boss I fought was the Fume Knight, which is probably my favorite boss in the game. Before the fight even starts, they're nice enough to leave a bonfire near the boss room, because this guy takes a bit of effort. Fume Knight combos a small sword with quick swings and a big ass heavy sword with slow swings. It's got some pretty cool combos with the quick and the slow speed changes, with the only annoying part being the big sword hitting you while behind him on occasion. At about half health though, he swaps from 2 swords to just the big sword, now lit on fire, which is pretty badass. I prefer the first phase because no other boss had this setup of 2 completely different weapons, but also because the second phase has some freaky attacks. It can still either be really quick or really slow, but there are 2 attacks that I really hate. There's this huge AoE with fireballs that come out of it that can just one-tap you sometimes, so you have to watch out for it the entire fight. The next attack is an extremely slow sweeping attack, which close range is so inconsistent sometimes. Just because of how slow it is, you can just dodge into it while he's still swinging. Fume Knight was really badass though, and it's probably my favorite boss of the game. The other real boss of the DLC is Sir Alan, which is another really good fight for the same DLC. Not only is the actual boss room beautiful and grand, the boss is a swaggy ass samurai with a giant sword. His moveset is unique as Fume Knight, even though he still has a lot of swing overheads. After every attack opening, you're given he backdashes, which he usually combos into this dash attack. This thing is the scariest attack in the entire game. This either comes out super fast or has a bit of build up depending on how far away he is. You can't really tell which version he's going to use most of the time, making this thing fucking terrifying. And he loves to spam the shit out of it. He also has a jump slam, a thrust, and a grab that could be as janky as other grabs. If it lands though, he uses your blood or some shit to power up for the rest of the fight, making him even more badass. These are my top 2 bosses in the game. I could see either as the best with Fume Knight having a phase 2, but Alan having a better aesthetic. The only negative I would give to Alan is that he really just spams the shit out of the range dash, so sometimes you have to dodge it 10 times in a row. The other boss I didn't fight and I didn't care to find is the Blue Smelter Demon, which is the Smelter Demon, but blue. The last DLC has 3 really boring bosses. Compared to the second DLC, this one is really shitty in the boss department. First boss is a 3-man NPC fight, so run around and attack when you can. The next boss is Elana, which is like a magic summoner type of fight. She either summons skeletons that are really weak or an entire boss in itself, which I only saw once. The only other thing she does is some normal swings and some magic balls. Not much going on in this fight. You can teleport a couple of feet away, I guess. Might spook you a little bit. The last boss of the DLC is this dragon fight in a cave. At first this fight looked like it was going to be really epic, until I realized that it was really shit. The dragon flies up, shoots a really dodgeable fireball, then you have to chase it to get a hit in. It does that a lot. And if you get close enough for it to actually swing at you, it's really easy to dodge and you can do a shit ton of damage. The only attack that can hit you when you're slightly to its side is the fire breath, which never even came close to reaching me, so I don't really know what happened there. After a really long time at the boss room, the dragon goes down with ease, and that is every boss in the game. As stated before, this game is so weak in the boss department. Barely any boss takes more than 3 attempts, but if they do, they're either really good or really shit. Just like the areas, this game has some really good bosses, and then a lot of really bad bosses. This is going to be more of a miscellaneous section, with me just talking about other things I wanted to expand on that I haven't been able to yet in the video. I think the main thing to talk about is how much artificial difficulty there is throughout the game. I think one of the most important things that is prevalent throughout the game is the flasks. Not only do they start you with a single flask, the flasks take forever to drink, and then also heal way slower than they really should. They also went the path of life gems, which are a slower heal compared to the flasks, with small, medium, and large gems changing the speed and amount healed. This is really weird to do instead of just giving me better flasks, or just a few more. With the life gems you can walk around while using them, but the flasks? Fuck no. Why would I be able to heal the same way with the real heals instead of the shitty ones? Another major thing is the health bar diminishing. Every death the health bar goes down a chunk and you have to use an item to get the bar back. You would think this would be really annoying, but it's actually really pointless most of the time. Most of the deaths aren't by lack of health, it's by getting jumped in a corner by 20 enemies. The only time it could be a little annoying is in boss fights, but you know by now none of these bosses take that long. And you really only need one effigy most of the time. One thing this game did better than the first one is the dodge rolls. These dodges feel way more responsive, not sending me into random directions at times. There's also many times where I was completely stumped on what I was supposed to be doing. It might be a me thing, but there was at least 10 times where I either got really lost or had no clue what was next to do. Google really helped me complete the game, which is probably not a good thing for gameplay. The last thing in the miscellaneous section I want to talk about is the running. Sometimes when I was trying to run in this game, my controller just straight up wouldn't let it happen. I know it's not my controller because I saw one random Irish man raging at the Dark Souls games. He had the same issue. Sometimes when running in this game, it just doesn't let you. You either need to fully refill the stamina bar to run, or sometimes it just lets you halfway. I don't really get it. So is Dark Souls 2 really that bad? No, but it's not that good either. Overall, this game is like a 4 or 5 out of 10 at best. It doesn't feel that bad while you're playing it, but once you reach the end and realize it feels like nothing happened, it really clicks. When I finished base game, it really felt like playing the game was just a waste of time. I didn't hate this game, but I don't look at it favorably. I don't even think it would be worth replaying just because of how short and boring it is. This game really has earned its spot as the worst Dark Souls game, and really an anomaly caused by the lack of Miyazaki's involvement. If you haven't played this game, and have played the other Souls games, you might as well give it a try, just as more FromSoft content. But if you just wanted to know why this game is so hated, I hope this video really gave you some insight. And that is why I think Dark Souls 2 is not that good.